Welcome back to the world tour. This is part 2. If you didn't see part 1, we went over all of this stuff over here. Basically going over all the stuff I've done, the meaning of it, what I've done in this world, in this area. And now it's time to move on to the newer stuff, the newer area. And speaking of new, in between episodes, I cleared out some more of this. And also replace some of the stone with grass. So some of that is still growing over because I placed dirt. But yeah, it's probably a lot more flat since the last time I uploaded. This is where I'm storing all the materials from that. And now, let's get started with the industrial pit. There's a lot going on here. A lot of things you've probably noticed. First of all, giant pit. Cleared it out with World Edit a long time ago. I don't think it's against the rules, because I didn't get any of the materials. A lot of diamonds got deleted. Lots of work and effort that's avoided by doing this, and just it kind of looks cool. So next, let's go over this. There's this giant border on the top of it, and you might be wondering, what is that? And this is a real system that goes across the entire perimeter of this, of this pit. I'm gonna turn up my render distance. See how far I can look out, but this is a way to distribute bone meal to all the farms and future farms that I'll have here. Because before, I would have a lot of mini bone meal farms for each farm. So like that one would have one. That one that I'm going to build would have one. That would have one. That would have one. The tree farm over there would have one. And probably a lot more farms that I plan on making would need bone meal. So instead of having a bunch of mini ones, I created this giant farm that can be expanded whenever I want, just by like replicating this over and over. And I have a data pack installed which enables the shaky sand zero tick thing that used to be part of Minecraft. I think it was 1.14 that had it. But yeah, you can see it goes all the way over there. So I think this is almost a perfect square. Probably not perfect, but pretty close. So imagine that over there. Oh, now you can see it. And yeah, the corner is all the way over there. So I'm going to turn this down now, just to get rid of that lag. Because now it'll get even more laggy when I turn on this farm. This is the first farm I'm going to show off. I fell off. It makes kelp, which is turned into bone meal, and then I already described what the purpose of this thing is, so you know that it's getting turned into bone meal. And then into these hoppers, which empty out into those lines, which go all the way over there. And then into those hoppers, which go down all the way. Oh, you can't see it, but the farms are all the way down there, and that bone meal goes into the dispenser or chest, whatever it is that I need the bone meal in. Here's some extra junk that I had for making this. You'll find that almost every project that I have has some leftover junk in a chest. Someday I'll clean that all up, but I think it's better to just keep it lying around. And then if I ever need to do something around here or expand it, I'll have all this stuff to work with. So, how does this work? Basically these pistons are moving super fast on the dirt. I mean the sand. The dirt actually doesn't matter. That's like a placeholder block. The sand is moving so fast that it's constantly updating. I don't know exactly how this works, but it constantly updates, which makes things grow faster on it. So the kelp is growing faster. We have this clock, which is constantly pushing the pistons, which destroys the kelp, moves it into here, turn into bone meal. That's how it works. One thing that is needed, this is kind of like a cursed block on this world. Boom. It needs a command block to work. So I have this here, which obviously didn't get that without cheats. So I had to enable cheats for that. Also, I have to enable cheats whenever I make a thumbnail. So yeah, not a perfect, clean world. But that's okay, because all is going as planned. I've done a lot of work, gotten a lot of benefits. It's been a lot of fun, so I'll just keep doing this. Alright, now let's talk about these beacons. You probably noticed in the last video that there are beacons everywhere. Maybe not over there. I only have one at my other base. There's one at the area I was killing spiders. There's one at the area I was flattening. There's obviously one here and a bunch over there. And the reasoning for that is because, well, I like beacons. I like the boosts. I like all of them. I know a lot of people dislike the jump boost that beacons give you. At first I didn't, but after I started building, wow, it is helpful. The jump boost is so helpful. Even with Elytra, I get like some more gliding time instead of just running. So, also to this, I have a water elevator, which goes all the way up here. I would get in here, put a minecart down, push this, it powers those, and whenever I want to be done, whenever I'm coming back, I would flip this lever before I hit that, and then it'll stop me. I get up, I'll end up right here, and then I can jump out and go. So that's how that works. No other pit stop areas. It's basically this whole thing the entire way around. So now let's start with the first farm I made down here, which has actually been one of the most useful farms because I'm actually holding the use for it right now. Gunpowder. This thing has been running for probably multiple years in Minecraft time. I've had it for about like a year in real time, but obviously I haven't been playing the entirety of the past year, so got a lot of chests in here because I was building some silos over there. But that's not what I'm talking about. Creeper farm. Cats in the middle to scare them off. Spiders can't spawn because of those. And zombies and skeletons are too tall because of those trapdoors. So, only creepers will spawn. Yeah, I'm gonna go sleep. I think I mentioned this in the last video, but I always sleep. Have never encountered phantoms in this world, I don't think. Actually, maybe I have. I don't know. Depends if I have membrane or not. But this is the distribution center. It's constantly pushing stuff up. This, I don't know how tall or how full this is, but I know that there is a ton of gunpowder. I think there's enough gunpowder to shut this down permanently, and I'll have enough to last me the rest of however long this world goes on for. Because this is going on, it just goes on forever. Stacks and stacks and stacks of gunpowder. Whenever I need it. And I barely ever need it, because I get a lot of rockets from them. And that's all I use gunpowder for. I don't need much TNT, maybe like a couple, as you can see over there. So, next up, second farm I made. Boom, sea pickle farm. I explained why I made this in the second to last video, because I actually had these both done, I think, during that video. But yeah, got tons of sea pickles. And it has not been running for like a long time. I shut it off, but it's still got sea pickles for a lifetime. I guess I'll keep going with the stuff over here. This is a double tall flower farm. Constantly bone mealing them. If I shut it off, they'll all be collected by minecarts with hoppers in them, and then sorted, and then pushed out. So these are going first, and then those will go apparently, and then whatever's next will go. You get the idea. Pretty basic stuff. This is not very basic. This is an actual flower farm with normal flowers. Here are the flowers that spawn in each platform. I'll probably explain this later in like streams, but this was pretty complicated to set up. All I have to do now is make the collection system and then the silos. And also, because this is missing 2 flowers, these 2, I have to make another one just to make sure I get everything. All the flowers. If you're wondering about this guy, I have these horses running around like everywhere. Actually, not running around everywhere. There's 2 of them, or maybe 3, and they just walk around this whole area. Usually, the one's over there. Maybe this is him, but I don't know. I think something got struck by lightning, and it caused that. I forgot what happened, but those spawned naturally, so kind of rare, I think. Alright. This is my storage. Very, very simple, small storage for this much complexity. But most of the blocks is either smooth stone, chests, or hoppers, or glass. Got plenty of leftover glass in here. Not very much stone, because all the stone I have is in the furnaces over there. Here is my nether portal, which goes to the roof of the nether, but we'll go do that later, because that will take me to the building area. I think the next thing I made was this iron farm, which I've gradually expanded. On stream, I added one more layer somewhat recently, so this has been making a lot more iron, especially since I've been working around this area a lot more. So yeah, give me tons of iron, which is how I get all my hoppers. Also poppies. I don't ever use these, so they've always been building up. Cobblestone farm right here. I'm not gonna test it because it's blown up multiple times. Same with that and that. This one's blown up at least 3 times. This one maybe once. That one probably once, I think. TNT farms are very risky. And because of that, I had to heavily modify the original design. Because you might be able to tell that these are all connected to this little booth right here. That's connected. This one is connected through this line right here. And then that one obviously is connected because it's part of the farm. Also, something I had to modify, so I had to get rid of the middle pillar here because sometimes the TNT would drop straight down onto one of the blocks and then it would blow up. But assuming that everything, what was I gonna say? Assuming that all the TNT drops straight down, it will never hit a block because blocks aren't gonna show up in this lane, only around it. So yeah, not as efficient as it could be, but much safer. The next farm is the wood farm, which I've only gotten birch and acacia from. I haven't tested the other ones. Actually, maybe I've tested oak. Yeah, I've done oak. Yeah, you can see right there I have done oak, but mostly birch and acacia I've done. It builds up a lot at the bottom there. The way it works is, here I'll go. This is not very convenient, but it's the best I got. Got some signs to remind myself. There's an oak mode for this. Might have heard that. Oak mode is now on. That's whenever I want to mine oak trees because they have a taller variant, so I have to shorten the height of the machine to account for that. Turn it off, back to normal. This is the lever for the farm, and one of the times that I went wrong, I figured out that I was starting too early, and instead of waiting for the TNT to start going off, I would immediately start planting, which is a big mistake. So I have a reminder here for myself, just so I don't make that mistake again. Bed, just cause. Some extra saplings in here. I don't know what this is for. Oh, this is where I put all the extra stuff I get, like the sticks, apples, other saplings, and then that automatically gets sorted. Within these, that's sticks. I think that's oak saplings, birch saplings, acacia saplings. I don't know, I can just look. Acacia, birch, oak, sticks. The other ones would be, I think, dark oak, maybe? No. I don't know what the other ones are. But they are something. Oh, this one's apples. I think that's what that is. So, moving on from that farm. I did not come up with this design. Like many farms, I did not come up with them. They are from other YouTubers. At some point, I'm going to go through and label each one with the creator. Just because they're really good at redstone stuff and I'm not. I have a basic understanding, which is how I came up with the silo design. I've come up with a lot of like improvised stuff. I don't know, what is the word for that? Am I dumb? How do I not know? I'm trying to think of what that word would be. Improvised parts of the build. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna edit this out. This is just a second channel video. Who cares? No one's gonna watch this anyways, so yeah, who cares? Anyways, yeah, a lot of this stuff is not even part of the original design, but I had to modify it heavily to achieve what I want and what is possible with this very crowded, laggy part of the world. This one I don't think I modified like at all, except for like the color customization, different blocks, stuff like that. The flower farm, I came up with that 100%, I think. Yeah, I came up with that 100%. Oh, I gotta sleep. And the sea pickle farm, I did not come up with that. Too complex for me. Same with the iron. Very simple, but I did not come up with it. All these things, which are at the bottom, which basically dispense any items that come into the dropper, I come up with those. They're pretty easy to make, especially since I've done so many that I don't even need to look up how to do stuff like that. Which is not something I would be able to say at the start of this world, so I've definitely made some progress. Over here, this is part of the... Yo, let's turn this on. Oh. It's already up plenty. Is it going? I don't know if it's going, but plenty of bamboo already. This is to make... there's this little section right here, which takes some of the logs, and it turns it into charcoal. So I've got all this charcoal in here for whenever I need torches. All these little things are planned out silos that I'll want to do eventually in the future, but they're more specific, like stripped acacia wood, I think is what this would be called. That's not a block I always need, so it's not a priority. Something that is, though, is like string over here. This is a string farm. There's a spawner in there. It's very inefficient. Something's wrong with it. It's just not perfect. I'll need to do something to change this in the future, but it's worked well enough so far, but I'd definitely like to do something better in the future. Got another beacon here. There's 2 beacons over there. 1 beacon there, 1 beacon there. Obviously the one over there, that's the first beacon I made around here. 1 over there, 1 over there, and there's also 1 over there. Yeah, beacons everywhere. And I'll explain how I can afford all those beacons eventually when we get to the end. I'll explain how I can afford that many. Actually, I kind of did in the last one when I went to the Nether to show off my wither skeleton skull farm. This is my stone farm. The only difference between this and that is that this is only half as efficient, because it also, or not also, but it smelts all of the cobblestone into normal stone and then sorts it like that. The reason it's still dispensing stuff is because I ran out of storage for all the stone from the mountains that I'm clearing out. So I just took a whole bunch and threw it into these hoppers. The machine hasn't even been running, so yeah, that's still going. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot more though. I try my best to get rid of any spawnable blocks. As you can see, like carpet I put down, put torches down, but somehow mobs still find a way to spawn. Usually slimes. And because of that, I have a ton of slime balls, so no need for a slime farm yet. I can get plenty by just killing the pesky ones. I think my main suspicion is that those logs up there and also the cobblestone is where they're spawning. I know for sure the cobblestone is, which is where I tried placing so many torches, but it just doesn't work. And there's always some slime stuck in there. And actually, let me check this. Oh yeah, there's some slime. And some remains of the last machine that got broken or blown up. Let's see how much wood I have. Yeah, not much compared to what I have at the building area. So over here, This is still a work in progress. This is very, very time consuming. Each one of these things takes a couple hours to make. Mostly building up the glass. 4 vertical pillars of glass. 1 vertical pillar of chests. And then 2 alternating pillars of chests and hoppers. But so far, they've been working just fine. If you couldn't tell, it's a wool farm. 1 for each color. It started with white. Got a whole bunch of white. Well, I don't know why there's grass there, but... yeah. Every once in a while, I'll have to clear out some of these chests. And then over here, we've got carpet. So, eventually, whenever this gets super full, I'll just craft it all into carpet. And I'll have a bunch of carpet, bunch of wool, lots of everything. More is better. So, obviously, white, pink, red, orange, yellow, both greens, 2 blues. The next one I'm going to do is normal blue. And then purple, magenta, black, brown, gray. I think are the main other colors that I still have to do. But so far I've just put a whole stop on it. I've got a whole bunch of blocks to work with in here. So yeah. There's nothing else over in this area, yeah. Absolutely nothing. Maybe some ores. Some chickens, somehow. I don't know. Oh, the chickens, I think they fall off, but chickens don't take fall damage, so they're just here. And I think that's all I'm going to show off today. Actually, no. One more farm I forgot. Is way over here, the witch farm. This one I don't use, like, ever, because I don't have a need for it, except... No, I shouldn't have said that. I do have a need for it. And I have been getting good use out of it. Oh, it's so smooth over here. I'm not used to any parts of my world being this smooth. But anyways, this is mainly a redstone farm. A bunch of redstone. But it also gets me spider eyes, sticks, glowstone, sugar, gunpowder, and glass bottles. But redstone is the main purpose of this farm, which is why I made it. And also there happened to be a witch hut right there. So that's where they all spawn. Design not by me. Of course, I suck. But yeah, lots of great builders and redstone engineers over on YouTube, so I'll eventually dedicate this to whoever made it. So yeah, that is the basics of how that works. The items get shot out of there. They flow all the way up. And same deal as everything else. Silos. Let's see, is that everything over here? Yes, that's everything over here. So, in the next part, which will be the final part, I think. Yeah, definitely. It'll probably be the shortest. I still have to go to the end, show what's going on there. And also the new building area where I've started terraforming and getting some real building done. I'll show that off in the next part. But thank you for watching.